everyone, and welcome to Pandemic Court. I'm your host and favorite court Zoom reporter, Joseph Jam. We have a packed docket tonight. We're going to be seeing 4 spellbinding cases tried right before your eyes. A few housekeeping notes.
Definitely.
Unless you are one of the litigants, judge, or jury, please keep your microphones muted. It is vital that judge and jury hear every detail of these riveting cases. If you have a question or comment, well, don't bother. The judge and jury are too busy deciding the fate of these fascinating cases. And well, if you cause disorder in the court, the Honorable Judge Gordon might throw you out. Now, I'd like to take this time to explain the proceedings. Each case will start with a very informative 30-second video. We ask that you pay close attention to this. The plaintiff will then have no more than 5 minutes to state their case, and nobody else may speak. And then the defendant will have 5 minutes to defend their case. Again, nobody shall speak. And then the judge, well, it's his court. He will weigh in with his questions and comments, and then providing the jury to give their verdict. So now, with that, I turn over the court to your Honorable Judge Gordon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pandemic Court.
Your Honor, may I approach the bench, please?
No, sir. Not yet. Your case isn't up yet. We're going to get right into the cases because we're starting late. So we are going to get to the first case, which we call Instacart Insanity.
This is the plaintiff, Zach Wright, son, college student, and aspiring baseball player. During this pandemic, he can practice delivering the heat, just not the meat. Seems mom thinks being an Instacart shopper is too dangerous. Why risk it? He says, come on, mom, let me deliver the brisket. This is the defendant, Jill Wright, caring and cautious mother of 3, and she'd like to keep it that way. He's not going to risk getting fevers and chills just for some extra dollar bills. It's a case of put me in, coach, I'm ready to play. Sorry, Zach, you're home to stay. Real cases, real litigants, decided by you, the jury, here in Pandemic Court.
This is Gordon. As the plaintiff, you're first up to explain your stance on why Zach shouldn't be getting a job at this point delivering food.
Okay, I have to stop laughing first. Okay, that was fantastic, by the way. Okay.
The clock is ticking.
My case comes down to 2 things: essential workers and risk. I'd like to start off with the essential workers. Is Instacart an essential worker? Absolutely. Do people need Instacart right now? Absolutely. That is essential. Does Zach need to be working for Instacart right now? And I say, Your Honor, no, he does not need to be working for Instacart right now. Zach is going to argue that he wants to help others. He's going to argue that he wants the money. He's also going to argue that he will take necessary precautions. I'm not here to deny any of that. I recognize he wants to help others. I recognize that he wants to earn the money. And I'd even give him the benefit of the doubt that he would take the necessary precautions. However, if there is any chance, even a slight one, and he'll agree with this, that the risk is not worth any of the above to me. Now, Zach is a risk taker. I have some pictures that I sent over to the court. They can show them. He does like to take risks. He has taken risks, usually with his own money. He will risk it in a poker game or a pitch game. He'll even take some food dares in college to risk. He has been known to risk his money on his last bowling frame, a substantial amount of money, to see if he can knock a certain number of pins over. So Zach, yes, he is the risk taker. However, this is not the time to be taking risks. He has a home to be in right now. He has food to eat right now. He has luxuries right now. He does not need the money right now. He wants the money right now. It is not worth the risk of infection to my family or others for a want, which is to me a non-essential. He admits that there's a chance to bring home germs. And he admits not knowing how any of us could respond to this virus. I could show you evidence of all the people that are contracting the virus, but that's not the argument here with Zach. He understands there is a risk. So my priority is keeping the family and others safe and healthy, not Zach earning money. Now, if he had his own apartment, if he had his own car, if he could pay for his own gas and his own food, if he wants to put himself at risk, then that's his choice. But once it comes into my house with my family and the people I know around me, then I say no.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, I think Adrian's going to share some photos real quick. If she
Okay.
can do it real quick, I will accept them into evidence.
Okay, you could just put them into evidence. They were just to go along with my little spiel.
Okay. I'm giving her 30 seconds.
Okay.
You have to tell me what we're looking at.
What did you submit?
This is what is important to my Zach right now.
Yes.
That's what's important.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. That's what, and this is what he's willing to risk for. One frame of bowling ball he was
All
willing
right.
to risk. Okay, I'm just putting some
You're
pictures.
given half the story.
Hey, no talking.
You'll get your chance.
All right.
I'm not sure what's up there next.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, such, okay,
Some sort of flag.
okay,
All right. We're going to move on.
okay.
All right, Zach, you're up.
All right. Mine is in the form of a PowerPoint. Can you guys
Okay.
see that? Can you guys
Yeah.
see that? All right. So, is Instacart a good thing by me? So you might be asking, what is Instacart? Instacart's a company that operates whatever, same-day groceries, right? I'd be a grocer. I'd be going to local grocery stores and delivering them to people who aren't able to get them themselves, like elderly people who can't get out of their house. You can work whenever you want. You get a cut of each trip, and you pay from the app. So it's super easy, right? In this PowerPoint, I'll be sharing the cons, the pros, articles, and evidence, which I guess I'll just share at the end. Closing arguments. So cons, risk of bringing back Corona. Yeah, but there's a risk of doing that on a dog walk too, you know? So pros, we got helping people. So by delivering groceries, I'm helping out people who are unable to do so themselves. We have productivity. I will be out of the house, not bothering my parents, away from electronics, and making good use of my time. We have smiles. In order to combat against the virus, I would be wearing protective gear, including a mask, gloves, and shown Buddy the Elf costume that is fully, nothing's exposed except my hands, which I'll be wearing gloves. And this will bring laughs, smiles, and possible joyous tears to people in time where happiness is very limited. And then there's obviously the responsibility where I'll be earning my own money while simultaneously helping other people who need groceries. So here's an article. It says, in light of new evidence, CDC recommends wearing cloth face coverings in public settings where other distancing measures are difficult to maintain, such as grocery stores. So there are ways to combat against it. We have a mask, which I have a little video here. Should I do that now or wait till evidence?
You can do it now.
All right. Just a little video on how to make a mask. Wow, that's pretty awesome, I think. Yeah, there it is. So now the mask, right? Yeah. And then we have the full bodysuit, which is Buddy the Elf. And I don't know if you can see, but I have like the pants as well, and then the shoes. So there's nothing that you can get in. And then we have gloves. I'd wear the regular gloves and then baseball gloves over just for an extra, layer. And then I have a witness who is one of my friends from college, is currently doing the Instacart for the past couple of weeks. Do you want me to share the videos now or wait till after?
How long is this video?
It's probably like a minute total.
Yes, save it to the end.
All right. We'll say that. And these are my closing arguments. I want to ask you all one thing. What was the first thing you did when you saw me dressed as Buddy the Elf?
I thought you were stealing my shtick.
But you most importantly laughed or smiled. I know Joe did. We all saw him laugh. All I ask is that you think carefully about all the positive things that are coming from me being able to Instacart. Think about the people who will safely be eating food. Think about the people who will smile when they see Buddy the Elf at the store or delivering their groceries. Think about the money that I will have to pay for my own things and possibly get my own car so I don't have to harass my parents anymore. Think about the elderly people who can't just go out and buy the basic necessities when I'm perfectly healthy and capable of doing that and helping my community. And lastly, I would like to address the judge directly, Your Honor. As a fellow elf, I have heard numerous stories of how when you were a kid, you would do anything to get money, find any job, and always get what you wanted. All I ask is for permission to be able to live out the American dream. By properly using my mask, my Buddy the Elf costume, and hand sanitizer, I will be doing a great amount to stay safe. I'm even willing to hose down myself outside after completing each trip with a hose, obviously. I just wanted to be granted the opportunity to make a difference. Thank you.
I think you can walk up and down the street as
You
Elf.
can't talk yet. It's not your turn.
Okay. Do you want to share your video?
I would love to.
Okay.
First, we have a video of him on his run today.
Audio.
We can't hear him. I'm not allowing that into evidence.
Why?
I can't hear it.
Okay, this one doesn't have
got
volume.
extra audio.
Okay.
All right, that's unfair, but okay. So this is just this is from the actual app. These are all some of his orders that he's done. So the big black letters are how much he makes. And then he'll click onto it and he got a $12 tip. That's all he did. Keeps going, shows what he bought. And then this is going to show how much he's made in the past couple of whatever. So he's made $500. Mom, you can't talk yet. He's made $500. And I think this is this week. And then with it, you can cash out directly and then make the $345 without the tip.
Okay. So I have some questions.
Mm.
Who pays for your car insurance?
What
Me?
car?
Yes,
car?
Zach.
I don't have a car.
So how are you doing Instacart?
Using their car.
Okay. Jill,
Which
are
is
you
why I need
currently
permission.
walking your dog?
What?
Are you currently walking your dog outside in the neighborhood?
Yeah, with the mask. We're putting masks on now.
Okay.
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 Interesting.
We're not near people and we're not touching anything.
When I take Titan for a walk, I see people all the time.
6
Okay.
feet, within 6 feet of you?
I'll say 6
Your,
feet. People
your
at the
time for
grocery
talking
store.
to each other is over.
Okay.
Don't make me mute you. Okay. Does the jury have any questions?
So, Zach, I know you say that you're going to take proper precautions, but I don't know if wearing an elf suit's exactly proper precautions.
That's
you
not
like
a
to see it?
question.
Like, so how? Like, is there any
We got.
steps
look
other
at-
than wearing a mask that you're going to take?
It's a onesie with shoes, and then we got this, and then I wear gloves. I'd wear the mask. We got the hat.
All right, we're moving on.
Can everything on the elf costume go in the washing machine? Because
Yes.
that's got to be washed every single day then.
Mm-hmm. And
And who's going to do the laundry?
I'll do the laundry, and I'll even pay for I'll pay for gas, and I would pay for the laundry detergent, and I would hose myself outside after using hand sanitizer, and then I would wash everything after taking a shower, of course.
Okay. Does any other jurors have any questions?
So are you proposing any sort of quarantine, or this would be enough to come and live with the family? Is that the plan?
Talking to me?
Well,
Yeah.
either one. Bill
I
or
mean,
Zach.
I personally think if I hose myself down, wash my clothes, hand sanitize, shower, and do everything necessary, then I'll be fine to come back inside.
I don't.
So I will say the mask that you're putting on your face, the CDC does not recommend that type of mask to prevent coronavirus from getting in you. It only protects you from giving corona from other people. So
I could wear that in the house then, and then buy a real CDC approved mask.
well, if you have, yeah, a CDC approved mask might help, but what you're doing is not preventing you from getting corona.
Okay, then I'll have to look into the CDC approved mask and then wear my shirt mask while in the house while I'm doing Instacart.
Okay, we're gonna go to commercial. And when we come back, I will give each juror a minute if they need it to give their explanation and to make their vote. Okay?
We want tacos!
Sorry, I don't feel like making them.
Let's order from El Chili Bravo.
I don't know. I don't feel like going to pick them up. But they deliver.
Yeah, but we should probably be saving money.
The tacos are $1 every Tuesday.
I don't think so.
Dad, they have margaritas to go.
What's their number?
Wow, you know, those actors are great.
Wow.
We're back, folks. So let's go down the line of jurors. Why don't we start with Jameson?
All right. So the way I see it, you're living with your family on family amenities on your family's property. So even if even if I were to agree that the precautions you are taking are sufficient, I would argue that ultimately it's up to your family to decide what is in their best interests and to decide how they regulate health on their own property and their own time. So ultimately, I am going to have to defer to the plaintiff on this one.
Okay.
As expected.
Next, let's go to Andrea.
I like your arguments, and
Yeah,
I love Instacart. But I think this does come down to the fact that because you are not self-sufficient at this point, then your mom gets to make that decision on what she wants coming into her house. And if she doesn't want that risk of corona coming into her house, that is up to her at this point. So my vote
Pulling the mom card, I see.
Okay, so 2 for the plaintiff. Next. Let's go to Dakota.
Okay, so you made a very strong argument, Zach, but it is your mother's house. And let's not forget that you have serious health conditions, that you are putting yourself in a lot of serious risk with your heart stuff. And I love you.
That has nothing to do with it.
You
That has absolutely
put in
nothing
a
to do
bad
with it.
position, so I'm siding with the plaintiff. I'm sorry.
The hard stuff has nothing to do with it.
Okay, in order to speed things up, I'm going to go to Dominic next. Because
Oh, I wonder what Dom's gonna
if he
pick.
goes with the plaintiff, then there's no sense in going further.
Well, I'm going to go on and say it like this. I love you, Zach, and I like the Swedish flag. It was really cool. But honestly, I know you well, and I know how sometimes you don't take the proper precautions. Remember when we decided to paint the snow? I mean, it ended up working. But sometimes you have a tendency to talk yourself into doing stuff that may not work. And by the way, a heart condition totally does matter.
No, but it's not a heart condition.
Have a
It's not a heart condition. All I have
Listen.
is irregular heartbeats. It
What
has
is
nothing to do
your
with anything
Dominic?
else.
Are you saying that you're siding with the plaintiff?
I'm siding with Bonnie Jill, yes.
Thank
We
you.
rule in favor of the plaintiff in this case. I'm going to send it back over to Joe to interview the plaintiff and the defendant really quickly.
Wow. What can I say? That was riveting. First of all, Zach, or should I call you Buddy? Sorry about your loss, but I got a joke for you. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Not Zach. Jill, congratulations on your verdict. How does it make you feel?
Thank you so much. Actually, it makes me feel wonderful. I'm very proud of him for his presentation and for his argument, and for that, I think I may treat him to Chipotle once a week throughout this pandemic.
That's an excellent settlement.
Can you fly me to Sweden as well?
No, the Sweden you'll have to.
Well, I'm telling you, Jill, I can really appreciate as a parent, your concern. And what you're basically saying is, while Zach isn't an essential worker, he is an essential son.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
First time I've heard that.
Back to you, Judge Gordon, for case number 2.
Thank you, Joseph, court Zoom reporter. Our next case is the case of the pantry puzzle. Stay tuned.
This is the plaintiff, John Bustani, father, husband, business owner, and local Facebook activist. A guy this busy has no time for games, so why does his wife insist on playing hide and seek with the groceries? The vegetable drawer is for vegetables, dear, not milk, chips, and 9-volt batteries. He says put them away right, not just out of sight. This is the defendant, Kashel Bustani, wife, mother, and grocery shopper. Sure, she can do better organizing the place, but can men really find anything unless it slaps them in the face? She says an organized pantry is what you seek, well, your crap's been on the counter for over a week. Real cases, real litigants, decided by you, the jury, here in Pandemic Court.
We're back. John, we're going to start with you as the plaintiff. Present your case, sir.
Your Honor, I have to object. May I object?
Sure.
Okay, this plaintiff, the court did not notify this plaintiff that plaintiff is encouraged to provide evidence, oral arguments, and the like. Therefore, the plaintiff rests.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, Koshel, I almost felt like you had a countersuit.
I do have a countersuit.
Go ahead. We would love to hear it.
The last picture is of our countertop that has been a complete mess for before quarantine and still looks exactly the same as it did then. And none of it's my stuff. It all belongs to John Bustani.
Okay, well, I have some questions then. John, why is this stuff so important to sit on that table?
Because I prefer to file things away appropriately where they belong. And until I have such time to do so, they will remain there so that I can put them away appropriately where they belong so that they can be found again, rather than simply shoving things in the vegetable drawer.
So if I were to ask you at this point, John, to go find a bottle of ketchup, how easy of a task would that be?
Pretty easily, because my son handles that.
Okay, what about, say, a stapler?
I can find my own stapler because I know exactly where it is.
Batteries?
What's that?
Batteries?
I know where those are because that's my domain as well. And
Okay.
they have a place.
Okay. Do my jurors have any questions?
So, what isn't your domain?
I'm sorry, say that again?
So what wouldn't you be able to reasonably find in your household?
So, for example, when my wife goes grocery shopping, she comes home with a lot of bags, understandably, with a limited timeline to put them away. So she takes everything out of the bags and shoves them in the pantry. Stuff in front of stuff all over shelves, sometimes in the vegetable drawer as the introduction. stated. So you never know where things are going to end up, and you can't find anything.
All right. I don't have further questions. Oh,
I do have a question. So you said that you'll file them away when you have time. The one thing that I've found I have a lot of while I'm on quarantine is time. So when were these going to get filed?
Shut up, Dwayne.
Are there any further questions?
Is the grocery problem something that has always been a problem, or it's something that's been worse since the pandemic?
Since the day we met.
So that just means he hasn't helped since the day we met.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, Dominic.
So one thing I'm wondering, is it just that it's disorganized, or is it just disorganized to you? Because like my mom, I love her, but she puts things in a place that I don't understand. Though it's organized, it's just organized in a way I don't understand. Is it so can you answer this, Koshel? Is it organized, just not in a way that John understands?
That's a fair distinction, Dominic. It's a fair distinction. However, it is not organized. It's not organized for anybody to find.
Okay, any other further questions? Well, guess what time it is? It's time for a commercial.
I'm not a juror, but we should have a fridge tour right now. Quick fridge tour might be necessary.
A pantry tour is good.
Shut up, David.
What was your question, Dwayne?
Well, how long are we talking that things are sitting on the counter?
Like it's been 6 months.
That's not true. That's an exaggeration, Your Honor. I object.
So if I clean the counter, there's something new on the counter the next day.
Right, so it's not the same item over and over again. Therefore, goes back to my initial statement, meaning that as I have time, things will be filed and put away where they belong.
When did the
We're definitely going to need to see the fridge.
Oh, wait. You got
yeah.
Okay.
What are we doing? Wait.
Fridge tour.
I object.
Hey, I'm a juror.
Zoom specs. Not necessary. Okay.
So the fridge is like not bad.
Can you open the left side? This is very pertinent.
The left side is the freezer. Hold on.
Ah, okay. Yeah.
So it kind of is a mess, but still kind of organized.
What's in the Tupperware on the second shelf?
How old is it?
It's only
That's the beer.
But look at this. Okay, this is the pantry, and it has like nice like pantry things, like these little boxes to keep all the pasta organized. And then we have snacks.
Wait,
here.
look at the cereal boxes in the front. What are those
Are
doing?
those 31?
Yes.
Those aren't 31, but I still like your organization.
And then look up here, there's like cereal on the top shelf. And so it is very organized.
Okay.
Wait. Hold on.
Oh boy.
You go, Koshel.
This has been here. Actually, I'm gonna go to the other side because you can see it better. But this has been here for like, he's trying to take it out, like kind of trying to move things around, but yeah.
Oh, well, that's a shirt he never got to wear. No wonder.
John.
I don't know what
You can't wear that for another year.
I don't know what to do with it.
You hold it and put it in your drawer. Yeah, put it in your closet.
All right.
John the plaintiff or John's the defendant?
He's a plaintiff.
John was the plaintiff, but he didn't.
Now he's definitely the defendant.
All right, it's time for commercial break. When we come back, we'll speak to some jurors and we'll get a verdict.
Guilty as.
Shut up, Paul.
You're guilty.
You.
Shut up,
Guilty.
Lisa.
We want tacos!
Sorry, we just had those last commercial.
Let's order from San Diego Taco Factory! I don't know, I really don't feel like picking them up. But they deliver!
Yes, but we should be saving money for college.
But they had those killer fries!
And those chips you like.
What's their number?
And we're back. I'm going to start with some different jurors that we didn't get to last time. So let's start with Chris Mertes.
I think you should definitely get San Diego Taco.
Ding. Agreed.
And I don't know who the defendant and who the plaintiff is anymore.
The plaintiff was John and the defendant was Koshel.
I'm going to have to rule for the defense.
Okay.
Those little cereal boxes look really nice.
Next, I'll go to Dwayne.
So I'm a huge fan of John Bastani, but I got to rule in favor of his wife on this one because it's just that looked organized, and I don't think that Margarita Mafia shirt needed to be still sitting on the kitchen counter.
Let's go to Sydney.
Hello. Frankly, I think that given what we've seen about the table situation, that was, as he put it, his domain, I think that any complaints about his wife's seemingly pretty solid organizational skills would be nothing more than hypocrisy. I'll have to go with the defendant, right?
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to go to Jameson.
You know, so the Bustanis live a few hundred feet away from me, so I feel like this is a lose-lose for me. But you know, the way I see it, you know, I that fridge, I don't know. To me, it looked pretty decent. But that table. I'm sorry, Mr. Bustani. I think that has this case.
Well, we don't need to go any further then. I'm going to hand it over to my court reporter.
Wow, that was a bloodbath. John, how do you feel?
I feel like the proceedings were rigged.
Really?
I
tell you, John, I was raised by three fathers in a house full of tigers, and even I know you don't tell a woman how to do her job. Koshel, congrats on your win. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic.
Really? But I must say, it's a really shame that nothing's going to change. All right, back to you, Judge Gordon.
Thank you, Joe. We're up for our next case, which I like to call, actually, my reporter calls it, Shower Hour. Stay tuned.
This is the plaintiff, Nicole Verbeek, wife, mother, and local school bus driver. However, the only place she's driving now is to the poorhouse. Seems her daughter thinks water is free. A 1-hour shower for mama's little flower? She says, Desi, I love you like no other, but save some water for your brother. This is the defendant, Desi Verbeek, big sister, daughter, and avid water lover. Sure, it might seem like an hour, but she's almost 13 and just trying to stay clean. She says, come on, I'm your only daughter. Please, Mom, can't you spare the extra water? Real cases, real litigants, decided by you, the jury, here in Pandemic Court.
And we're back. We're going to start with the plaintiff, which is Nicole, to give her case.
Okay, well, while we appreciate the dedication to cleanliness, half-an-hour showers are the norm here, and she's pushed it to upwards of 40 minutes at this point. You cannot breathe after she's done. There's too much steam, and the walls are crying. She sings badly. And really, I think it speaks for itself. Showers need to be shorter. Oh, we have 2 bathrooms. However, because of our water situation, you can only use one at a time. We can't do laundry or dishes while she is in the shower. It's highly inefficient. And unfortunately, I do not have evidence, but it speaks for itself.
And Desi, what do you have to say about that?
Well, when there's so much steam, I like to heat the room for when I get out, I'm not freezing.
And also, with all the steam, the clock gets fogged up, so I can't read it. And also, I would like to mention that there is no water bill because we have well water. So
There's still gas. There's still a gas bill.
That's a strong point. Anything else to add?
I also have to keep pumping the shampoo because there is none left. And someone won't refill it.
In my defense, there is plenty of shampoo because I also use that one. So we just keep adding water, and there is plenty of shampoo.
There's not. There's really not.
Okay, I have a couple questions. How long does the water stay hot with your water heater situation?
She has enough for her. It runs out shortly thereafter.
Okay. And so with 2 bathrooms, are you saying only one has a shower?
We can only use the water in one location at a time. So no one can do dishes or it affects whoever's in the shower. So if someone happens to use in an emergency situation the second bathroom while someone is taking a 40-minute shower, unfortunately they forget to flush it and it never, they never go back to it. So
that problem has been happening before I took 40-minute showers.
Okay, we're gonna go to our jurors now to see if they have any questions for you guys. Any jurors have a question?
Like, is there a way that she knows how long is she going? Or
there is a clock in the bathroom, yes.
That gets fogged up with the steam I try to heat with the room with, so.
Okay.
So are we saying that the defense is not that she doesn't take a 40-minute shower? She admits, I take a 40-minute shower. I like to do that.
Yes. She thinks that should be acceptable.
And does she have that magic time-telling machine? That magic thing that could have an alarm on it? Does she have that?
Yeah, but I'm not allowed to bring it in the bathroom.
Also, are there others waiting to take a shower afterwards?
Yes.
And wash dishes and do
Okay.
Sometimes I take showers last though because
she takes forever. So occasionally we are smart about it, but that affects the routine of the household because we have set bedtimes and schedules, dishes need to be done.
And then this would empty the hot water tank, and then it would have to heat up again before anybody else uses hot water, I assume.
Yes.
Anyone else?
Can you tell me what kind of song she sings?
Can we get a sample?
Would you like to clarify?
I would not like to care if I know that
Oh.
it's not.
That's not in your favor. Anyone else? Okay, then guess what time it is?
Commercial time.
It's time for commercial. Hold on, everybody.
Shower.
Or Tuesday.
Buddy sings in the shower all the time.
We're going to commercial.
Hi, my name's Judge Gordon. Most of you know me from the Pandemic Court, but what you don't know is I'm up for election this November. Why vote for me? Look, here I am playing with some pets. My pets. Aww. Oh, here I am laughing at something hilarious with my family. I must be such a good family man. Here I am on my computer posting to Facebook. I'm posting about the death of a celebrity or a singer who deeply affected me personally. Oh, here I am getting some last-minute evidence for a case I must deliberate over. And here I am deciding on that verdict. Judge Gordon, don't judge me. I judge you. And we're back.
So I'm going to go to my jurors and get some verdicts. So why don't we start, who did we leave off with? Why don't we start with Dakota?
I've been a 13-year-old girl before, and we like our shower time. So I'm gonna side with Lil Desi. Shower time.
What? Wow, surprising. Let's go next to Andrea. For a mother's point of
I
view.
might have to pull myself out for impartiality, since this is a personal pet peeve of mine and a constant argument in our family. And 40 minutes, I mean, the only defense need to be, what my children would do is, it's not really 40 minutes. I just got in there. That was really the only thing she had. 40 minutes is ridiculous. No, I'm against that.
Okay. Wow, so far a split vote. This is a first. Jameson, let's go back to the young people.
Okay, so I'll just say I am also very guilty of taking extensive showers. You know, speaking objectively here and coming from a family with 3 brothers, you know, you do have to share that hot water eventually. And if you're hogging it all, you know, that's problematic. So I'm going to have to side with the plaintiff.
Wow, riveting. Next, let's go to Sydney. Let's get another kid's opinion.
There you go. Hi. So I did the math, and 40 minutes is less than 3% of the 24 hours in a day. It is 0.027777 repeating percent. So if you're complaining about having to wait to be able to do dishes or laundry or things like that, there is ample time throughout the day other than just those 40 minutes to be doing such a thing. I rule in favor of the defendant.
Ooh, we're tied 2-2.
On court.
Dwayne, or how about Chris?
I believe that you got to be a good family member and share your time. And so I'm going to rule in favor of mom.
Wow. Next, let's go to Dwayne.
So running a household and having 2 kids that I consistently argue with about this, I will say that you got to take the quick shower, get out of the way, let the rest of the family take their shower, and have some decency to leave hot water for your family.
Okay. It's 4-2. Do we have another juror? No. Dominic, I'm gonna let you weigh in. If Dominic is with a defendant, I'm gonna rule on this.
I don't agree with the defendant. I mean, here's the thing. Obviously it's definitely, everyone wants to take a long shower, but there's ways to prevent it. Like, I don't know, sing the same song 3 times. I personally like Free Ride, so I'll just sing Free Ride 3 times. That's 10 minutes, exactly. And at the same time, you don't have to just use the hot water if you're going to take that long. Like, you could use the cold water, and then you have to consider the fact that even if there's it's only a very small chunk of the day, you don't really have that much time to begin with to do dishes and stuff. I guess it's a little different now, but most of the time, you know, I mean, it's not like everybody has 6 hours in a day to do it.
Okay. Well, I don't need to rule then. Had I had to rule, though, who knows what I would have done. Joe, would you like to interview them as they leave?
Wow, that was a nail biter. I like to think that Dominic's forehead's what pushed that over the edge. Nicole, congratulations on your win. How does that make you feel?
Justified. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, enjoy that disgruntled preteen daughter.
I'm used to it.
Dazzy, I'm sorry about your loss. I love the fact that you're clean, and I admit your mom is mean. Andrew, let's bring on the 4th case.
Great. This is the one we've all been waiting for, folks.
This is the plaintiff, Becca Melling, working woman, newlywed, and recent homeowner. During this pandemic, she's not only battling toilet paper shortages, but also toilet seat shortcomings. Seems her husband likes to wee, then flee. She says, "Help me keep this house neat. Close the toilet seat." This is the defendant, Brendan Melling, devoted husband, brother, and red-blooded male. Sure, he leaves the seat up. How could he not? He grew up with brothers and, well, isn't this America? He says, "You put it down, I put it up. Aren't marriages 50-50, buttercup?" Real cases, real litigants, decided by you, the jury, here in Pandemic Court.
This ought to be interesting.
Wow.
Wow. I'm going to start with the plaintiff, Becca.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the Honorable Judge Gordon, and might I please add that you are looking wonderful tonight.
Oh, thank you.
My case started on week 2 of the quarantine when I entered our powder room and noticed that the toilet seat was up. Being a caring and compassionate wife, I simply closed the seat without comment or any concern. Later that evening, while restocking our basement of the precious quarantine commodity of toilet paper, I noticed that the basement toilet was also up. Now, the basement, while it is a walkout basement and it is an entertaining space, it is currently used as a man cave for my husband. He has his workout equipment, his bike, etc., his giant bar, everything down there. So I was willing to ignore this offense, even though it was the second offense in the same day. However, the final instance was in our upstairs guest bathroom, when 3 out of 4 toilets are in the fully upright position. And I'm not just talking the lid here, I'm talking lid and seat up. I finally addressed the defendant. I told him that while I realized that we currently have no guests in our house currently, ultimately it looks trashy. The defendant balked at this statement, but my argument here is simple. When guests come over a house, is it not trashy to see the homeowner's toilet seat up? My husband, the defendant, believes this is perfectly acceptable during a house party and when you're greeting guests. Your Honor, members of the jury, I implore you to imagine visiting a friend's house for the first time. Remember, this is their brand new house, their new pride and joy. Imagine walking into their clean kitchen and then entering the powder room to do your post-COVID mandatory hand washing. And then you see that the toilet seat is completely up. I ask you, would you not be slightly judgmental there? Would you not be a little bit grossed out? Thank you.
Those are riveting words. You were well thought out on your speech. But I have a feeling that Brendan is going to have a great rebuttal.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at the chat. That's it.
No, I need to see.
Okay.
Exit, close.
I want to see what people were saying.
Thank you, Your Honor. Might I say, you are looking great today. And Dominic, you are also looking great today. Your Honor, this debate is old as time itself. Since the time of the caveman, who argued with his cave wife about the toilet rock being left up or down, there has been unsupported anecdotal evidence trying to force a liberal conspiracy vision of the toilet seat needing to be put down. I feel that I will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that not only is the toilet seat being left down not the most attractive view, but it is economically irresponsible, and given the extra focus on keeping a germ-free environment in today's day and age, it is socially abhorrent to allow this devil practice to continue. Get her done. Firstly, picture the toilet. You yourself in the pre-case meeting had a picture of a number of lovely toilets, the best toilets, the greatest toilets, I'm told all the time. How did you picture it? Lush, pristine white porcelain, a beautiful backdrop with a freshly renovated bathroom, and crystal clear water. Now, how did you see this water? You wouldn't see it through a lid that was down. You would see it with the lid strikingly up, majestic, open to the world.
I object. We have well water, and our water is tinted.
Your Honor, am I allowed to be
No.
interrupted?
You had your say, Miss Melling.
Thank you. I submit as evidence, while not having anybody's email address, look at this picture. Oh, you can't see it.
It's a toilet with a seat
Spoiler
up.
alert.
Turn your brightness down and you'll be able to show it.
Look at this. Look at this majestic beauty. You could not picture that with a lid down. You need to have a lid up. Secondly, allow me to speak about the random article I just Googled on the internet. It has been proven with mathematics that in order to limit toilet touches per day, TTPD for short, it is statistically proven, like I said, that you should only touch the toilet if it needs to be touched, whether you're going a number 1 or a number 2. Given the nature of today's coronavirus outbreak, you would have me believe that I should expose myself to more germs just to satisfy my wife's opinion? Or soon to be ex-wife?
Whoa!
No, that's,
whoa!
no, that's
whoa.
relax. Finally, I am not here to even argue that the toilet is better left down. That is not here. I am simply a humble man here to say that it is certainly not trashy to have the toilet seat left up. But in conclusion, we can clearly see that not only is it not trashy to leave the toilet seat up, but in fact, it is not even in the spirit of the inventor of the toilet himself, Sir John Harrington, what he had in mind when he first put his patent together for the first flushable toilet. As well, we are trying to limit exposure to all germs, and I will argue in order to limit TTPD, it is our social responsibility to let it be. Don't touch the pee unless you have to poop or you're a girl. Thank you.
You both have some really strong points.
Your
Yeah.
Honor, if I may, the argument is whether or not it is trashy to guests, not whether or not you can leave it up.
That is what we're deciding today.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to go to my jurors and see if they have any questions before we take a commercial break.
So you guys have pets, right?
We have one dog.
So can the dog get in the toilet? Because that's what I always put the lid down, because I don't like when I don't like when the animals get into it.
She can and she does.
You have no proof that the dog has gotten into any of the toilets that have been left up in this house.
In this house, he is correct.
I rest my case.
Ooh, wow.
In this house, he is correct. In other houses,
Nope, that was not the question. I rest my case.
Jameson, do you have something to say?
Man, I don't know. I'm gonna pass on this one for now.
Okay.
This is a very contentious question.
Andrea?
So the only concern the plaintiff has is that it looks trashy. If I make my ruling, can I only consider that? Or, like, to me, there are other reasons that bother me about the seat being left up. Should I not consider that, or only the evidence that I've been given?
My ruling is that you should take those into consideration.
So my consideration is always that because a woman goes in backwards, she doesn't know if the seat is up or down and can sometimes slip in because she's not looking face forward. And that has been always a big complaint.
Well,
I don't know about
you're
that.
not looking. It's of no concern to anybody else.
So for me, it's always like in the middle of the night, you can fall in because they were inconsiderate and left it up.
I mean, Just
Dakota, do you have anything? No. How about Dwayne or Chris?
I tried.
I mean, if I had to chime in, I would say, listen, I'm a red-blooded American, but I think
Do you need a better look? Because I got a better look here. That's a dog wearing.
I mean, a dog with an
USA
American
bandana,
flag riding a motorcycle.
driving a Harley. Don't ask me where I got this shirt.
I will say this: I've heard the argument made about the girls going in backwards. My question to that has always been like, but you don't look at all? Like,
that's just gross.
Neither here nor there. That being said, I still think that the seat should be down.
It's dark at night.
To restrict germs.
No comments from the audience.
Germs spraying up, and I think it looks better with the toilet seat down.
Okay, Chris.
Just wonder if the Mellings had considered classing the place up and putting in a couple of urinals down in the bathrooms.
It is on the agenda. My agenda.
Well, we have a lot to consider here, so I think the best thing to do is to take a commercial break.
Really go for some time.
And be right back.
Social distancing, homeschooling, non-stop family time. Pandemic got you down? She understands the frown. So when this quarantine is done, go out for some fun. Ava Babysitting Services. First aid certified. Reasonable rates. Fun. Responsible. Transportation provided. Remember, do yourself a favor. Contact Ava.
So I'm going to go to my jury. I will start with Dakota. Dakota, are you with the plaintiff or the defendant on this one?
I'm with Becca. You gotta put it down. It's true. It's gross.
Object.
And the animals can get in, and the woman can fall in. So you gotta keep it down.
Okay. Well, I'm going to try and counter that with an opinion from a red-blooded American male like Chris Mertes.
Chris.
I'm sorry, Brenda. As much as I like the shirt and the tank top from the video, I'm gonna have to say that I have read that the amount of germs in the bathroom go down with the lid down.
Okay. That's shocking. Let's go next to Andrea.
I played my hand early. I'm a vote for toilet seat down.
Okay.
Judge Gordon, did you get that envelope I sent you earlier?
I haven't checked the mail today. I'm worried about germs. Dominic, what about you? How do you feel?
Well, it's not that I don't care that Becca can fall in. I don't really care that it looks bad to guess. But I swear to God, all the animals getting into it is really annoying. So I'm going to be here.
Wow. Listen, I'm going to go to Dwayne now. I'm going to give it one more shot.
I'm with Becca on this one. I apologize, but love the shirt.
Case closed. We rule in favor of Becca, the defendant. Wow, Joe, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Joe, you're on mute.
Sorry, I fell asleep during that one. That was a no-brainer. Brendan, frustrating but expected loss. What do you have to say?
I don't have much to say. I think I'm going to have to reflect on this, do some soul searching, and come back tomorrow stronger. Maybe get the W next time.
Well, I can't relate because I grew up in a house with 2 sisters and 3 dads and a house full of tigers. But I hope this loss doesn't get you down, much like your toilet seats are going up now.
Carol
Becca.
Baskin.
Becca, congrats on your win. That was a slam dunk. How does it make you feel?
Thank you. Thank you. You know, I'm not going to gloat about this at all. You know, we have a very healthy new marriage, and I'm just happy that other people do agree that it looks trashy when the toilet seat's up in someone else's house.
For the record, the jurors did not agree it looks trashy. They all were citing germs and stuff. The trashiness is still up for debate.
I ruled on it though. It's okay.
Yes, well, Becca, I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but I grew up in a house with 2 sisters, 3 dads, and a house full of tigers. And good luck with changing your man. Well, that brings us to the end of today, folks. And just keep in mind, if you've got an issue with somebody, don't take the law into your own hands. For God's sake, don't touch anything right now. Take him to court. The pandemic court.